hauntedflower.com and hauntedflowerreviews.com, and in this review I'm going to be reviewing Flicka Country Pride, which is the third Flicka movie, Perfect Sense on Blu-ray, and a Patton Oswalt stand-up DVD. Let's start with Flicka because I'm wearing a cowboy hat. Flicka stars Clint Black, Lacey Hartman Black, and Casey Roll. I'll admit right off the bat, I did not see the other Flicka movies, but I feel like I get the gist now. There's a young girl and her mom. They take care of horses, particularly this blonde rich girl's horses, and blonde rich girl treats little brunette Kelly like junk, and there's a little rivalry because Kelly's best friend is this cute, hunky blonde guy who looks like a Ken doll, and obviously the blonde girl wants to get with him, but, you know, since he's besties with Kelly, there's all this tension, the fact that there's a big horse riding competition coming up involving jumping, and oh no, Kelly used to be so great at jumping horses, but then became scared one day, and she's gonna have to work up her courage to get back to that so she can join the team and help out. And in the meantime, Clint Black is there being all countrylicious and happy and guitar playing and whatnot, and is a love interest for the mother because the dad passed away some time ago. Black comes on as a country hand. He brings Flicka, this awesome horse that, you know, he's a Mustang. He's not a show horse, but Flicka wants to jump with Kelly. And so whenever Kelly has an emotional outburst, she jumps on Flicka, rides off into the sunset, and jumps things. And then argues with her pseudo-blonde on-again, off-again friend, and gets with the boy of her dreams, etc., etc. Oh, there's some party where they ask him to dance, and there's the competition, and na-na-na-na-na. And they found a really creative way for everybody to win. This movie is gushy. It has some lines that will make you want to roll your eyes, but it is altogether incredibly wholesome and definitely targeted at a family/younger audience. If you have any young girls in your household that like horsies, this would probably be an adequate movie for them and keep them amused for the afternoon. For special features, there's a music video called Let Go. There is a Black is Back featurette about Clint Black returning to the acting scene as a charming farmhand. And the legend continues, creating the next chapter where they talk about, well, we decided we wanted to make another Flicka movie, and we just had to make up a story to go around it and cast some people around Clint Black because we wanted to keep him because he's Clint Black and the highest billed actor on this, even though he has a smaller role. So that is Flicka Country Pride. Next, we have Perfect Sense, which is an intriguing apocalyptic romance. It stars Ewan McGregor and Ava Green. Green plays this bit of a scientist, doctor type, and she discovers that people are losing their sense of smell. They can't figure out what's causing it, but they talk about all sorts of things that it could be, such as terrorists and etc., etc. They don't know what to do about it. There doesn't appear to be a cure. They can't tell if it's contagious or not necessarily, but it looks like it is. And meanwhile, Ewan McGregor is a chef at a restaurant and doing quite well, and he and Ava Green meet one day, and, you know, they have a meet-cute. They're falling in love while the world is falling apart around them, as people begin to also lose their sense of taste, which really sucks and leads to some interesting scenes. I really wanted to throw up during this one scene because apparently before you lose your sense of taste, you have this freak out thing where you just you have this crazy urge to eat and you eat everything around you, whether it's food or not. And so people are just eating and shoving things in and like drinking the most horrible things. And it's just like, bleh, and then they can't taste anymore and it's sad. But it's interesting because every time they lose a sense, they find a way to adapt. Like, instead of describing things as salty or sweet, they describe them more as, like, crunchy, colorful, soft. They describe it in ways of feel and sight, which is really cool. But then, you know, they lose hearing, and it gets crazy. And then, by the end of the movie, they might be losing another sense, and so they're just running around trying not to freak out while they're all emotional, learning how to adapt, and that's the whole like apocalyptic thing, seeing what people do when it gets crazy. And it's cool seeing some people will have their freak out moment and then adapt, and others just can't take it. So it was kind of a really interesting movie because I like the premise. That itself was very intriguing, and their relationship is fine. It's kind of thrown together, but I think that the movie as a whole is a lot more interesting. And for features, there's a featurette, which is really a trailer with Ava Green's voiceover explaining what the movie's about, and that's it. It's really short. It's about as long as a trailer. So that is Perfect Sense. Last we have Patton Oswalt, Finest Hour. I really wanted to watch this because I liked him in Young Adult and I hadn't seen his stand-up before. And this was a lot of fun. This is a full-length special. How many minutes is that? A full-length special apparently is only 67 minutes, but it's still good. He says a lot of humorous things about being a parent and just makes lots of funny observations about stuff. And they go through the whole KFC bit in extreme detail in the features. In the bonus features, you have a really long encore about KFC. You have pre-show superstitions, which is kind of a dumb setup feature where he kind of makes fun of people in the audience by talking about them afterward. It's kind of weird and hard to explain, but it just wasn't that funny. And stuff that Patton mentions, that was like a cute little feature where they just kind of show images of all these things that he talks about on the show, which is an extreme amount of stuff when you get down to it. He's got a really great delivery in his show. It just went from subject to subject, and there were a few times where I laughed really, really hard. So if you in any way like Patton Oswalt, this would be a really good one to check out. It was very enjoyable. Features, meh. So, out of these choices, I actually think the best one to check out would be Perfect Sense, just because I love apocalyptic scenarios and watching crazy people adapt to them. That's just kind of fun for me. So thank you for watching my review, and I hope you'll join me next time for more reviews. Bye-bye!